Live from Break Free Worldwide headquarters in Houston, Texas. With your host, Jeremy. And Moy. And joining us tonight,
my name is Moy.
And tonight we got a really dope episode on a cold night in Houston.
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes,
Way
sir.
colder than normal. I don't like it, man. It's supposed to get colder this weekend, too.
It might get colder and hotter at the same time.
Yeah, it's just be like that sometimes in Houston. And speaking of Houston, we today are joined by somebody who represents Houston really well. One of the best representatives of Houston, in fact, because if you know Houston, then you don't know this man, but you know what he's responsible for. So tonight, without further ado, everyone make some noise for the man known as BESOMEONE.
Yeah, show some love.
What's up, homie? Good to see you, man.
What's up, man?
Thanks for joining us.
Thank y'all very much, man.
Yes, sir. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we have a lot of people that tune in from around the world and around the country, man. So for people that don't know about BESOMEONE, even if you visited Houston, I think they've seen the landmark and the cultural. It's a cultural landmark. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank you, bro.
So our producer is gonna throw up a picture of it just for the people that don't know and haven't seen it. But we could just start with like how you view it, man, and like maybe just a story behind it, because I'm curious, because it's something that's been like in my life and what I've known and associated with Houston and the skyline and everything since I was young. But I don't know like the year it started, and of course the story behind it, and it's something that I've always been curious for. So I
Yeah,
guess we
for
can start
sure.
With I know it could be something that you talk about forever, but let's like a rough timeline, a summary of how everything started.
Yeah, so I started graphing around 2011. I started writing BESOMEONE. So it started then, and then I actually hit the bridge, that spot, in 2012. So I had already been doing it for a year, like just writing it everywhere I went. And it was kind of like basically just a reminder for me, to keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
I thought it was such a dope like name. I kind of just converted it into a name. It's a phrase, but it's a name, and I decided to write it everywhere. And then 2012 came around, and then me and my boy DJ Zuma hit that spot, and it was pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing to have that rush and then actually see it up there.
Yeah,
2012 was the year.
I'll be honest, like, I've been following, graph writers for a very long time, being in the breaking scene, you're exposed to all this, but what threw me off is like I remember when I first saw the piece up there, I just thought it was a message. I was like, damn, finally a writer put out a message, like a good message. But to hear that it's actually like your tag name, I think that's even much more special, because then the name really solidifies a message, not just a name, because a lot of us come up with nicknames, whether they're b-boys, MCs, DJs, artists, or whatever, but they have a meaning to us. But this name has a meaning to you, but it has a meaning to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's a direct impact, basically.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
so
saying.
basically, it came down to like, I used to write blob. B-L-O-B.
Okay.
Like you're saying, it doesn't mean anything to anybody. Yeah, like it means something to you, but that's about it,
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I chose his name. So yeah, off the bat, it was off of a message, I consider it a name, but yeah, it's a message from the get-go regardless.
For sure.
So I kind of just merged that idea, like, okay, it's a message, but I want it to be my name as well. So like, let's just go out there and write this shit. Like, how am I gonna do it, So I just started writing it. I started writing everywhere. Everybody thought I was crazy because it's 9 letters. In the graph game, you're looking for 4 or 5 letter word,
Yeah.
just so you can be in and out, in and out. And they're like, bro, you crazy? It's 9 letters, like you take forever. And I'm like, it don't matter. I want it to be there.
Like you were throwing it up different places before you hit it at that spot.
Yeah, before I hit that spot, I did a whole year before I hit that spot. Yeah.
And you always did it in that font, or
obviously,
when you did it on that big of a, canvas, it switches up the style. But like, how did the style of it evolve, or like the font?
It was more like, in the beginning it was more just tagging and bombing and stuff like that, the quicker the better, because it is 9 letters. I mean, everybody was right, but at the same time, I still wanted it to be there. So
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty quick. It's just like Bubba letters, fast blocks, tags and stuff like that.
what actually, like, this piece, for people that are listening and watching, like, it's on this like bridge, or what runs across it? A train?
The train. Yeah.
It's like this over like head, passageway of a train, or like a small bridge. And every time I see tags like in kind of like crazy spots like that, I always think about what the writer or what the artist went through to get there. So like what was that feeling like? What was that feeling like? Because I you're not only above, and like you're at this height where if something to happen, like you can get hurt or possibly die, but you got cars that are just zooming underneath. You're in a very high intense freeway area.
Obviously in the nighttime.
Yeah. So I mean, basically, the hardest part was basically just making sure I knew where the letters went, and then me painting them from my view being down,
Yeah.
That was just basically I just had to engineer it in my head. Okay, cool. How am I supposed to paint this? Like which panel and stuff like that. The first time we ever did it, I had no preparation. I just went at it,
Yeah.
As this one right here. This first
Yeah,
one right here.
That's
So
the
it was,
first throw.
yeah, so it was one letter per panel, versus now if you look at it, then it's two panels per letter.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah.
So go, because it's changed over the years for a number of reasons. So can you kind of explain like the timeline of it, like from the 2012 first edition to what was the first time somebody went and did something to it, and then all the times after that? How has it changed over the years since 2012?
So like 2012, it rode for a really long time without being touched. I think it lasted 4 years, maybe.
4 years?
Maybe less. 3 years, maybe 3 years.
That's still a long time.
And then I had an ongoing battle the last 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
So it's either been somebody's paint splash over it, somebody's wrote else after it,
Yeah.
That's like the biggest one that people know in Houston. Someone just wrote else at that.
Yeah, somebody wrote else. But I mean, that didn't last that long. It only lasted a day. I wasn't gonna let that ride.
Every time it happens, right?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let it ride. There's been a couple of times where we had to let it ride all messed up for like months.
Oh, okay.
We actually got in trouble before, and we did the case and everything, and then I ended up going back after I finished all my paperwork in the system, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We still went back to fix it, because we wanted to be there.
What's crazy though is that that piece, like Jeremy mentioned earlier, like it being a cultural landmark, like that there's a big discussion going on right now, a big topic about it. Is this a city landmark? Like, should we protect it? Like how does that make you feel, man? Because that's pretty intense. That's crazy,
It's pretty amazing. It's dope to hear stuff like that, just something very simple that I wanted to do, that I had passion for, has turned into like a full-blown, topic, especially for Houston,
Yeah.
Even the city uses it to represent Houston.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy.
I think that's super dope. When you have the city, backing it, when, initially it's vandalism, you're bombing, that's what writers do, but then you have the city be like, someone destroyed the Be Someone sign.
Yeah.
Let's find out who those guys are,
Yeah.
That trips me out, because it's like now they're looking for the guy that initially did this piece up there illegally, but now are looking for the guy that added else, or the guy that splattered paint on this, special piece. But, going into that, that's how special, that piece that you put up has become for the city and for a lot of people. I remember just being stuck in traffic, and like you have no choice but to look up.
Yeah.
Like literally,
It's most visible,
especially in that little area where the traffic just packs up.
It's most visible 45 South.
It is, yeah.
You can still see it when you're hitting like.
It's coming off I-10. It's
Yeah,
I-10
it's
to
where it's
45.
all
most,
meet, yeah.
most visible from 45 South.
Yeah, you drive right under it.
Right
Yeah.
underneath it, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, is like I remember several times, being stuck, and you're just like, you're mesmerized by it, just because I think, again, so many things cross my mind, as an artist. I'm like, damn, this, you either really thought about this, and like really like engineered it, like you said, panel for panel, or you were just one crazy son of a to get up there and just be like, yo, let's just do this real quick and be out.
Well, it got messed up to the point where I couldn't just fix it.
Yeah.
So I had to do something. I was like, well, it's too messed up. I can't go over with the same letters. It's just blotchy everywhere, just a bunch of like scribble scrabble. So I was like, you know what? Why am I gonna be worried about painting it the same if I could just take the whole thing.
Right.
You know, and that's when I started to count. It's like, okay, can I take the whole thing? It's 22 squares. You know, I had 3D on that thing and everything.
Oh,
you know,
shoot.
it's no longer there. The 3D is no
Yeah,
longer
yeah.
there because it got messed with again, and I had to go back and black out the spot that I had the 3D
Right.
and stuff like that. But I mean, I can't be mad. It's been up there. It's we still want it up there.
You know,
It's
and
nothing but
and
positive
as
things
more
can happen.
as more success, this message, this piece generates like great feedback and support. More and more people want to hate on that, and you're gonna have a lot of different street artists or writers go and try to come against that, which in essence it's part of the game, right? Like it's part of the game, but at the same time it's disrespectful for us as artists because you never want to go over someone's work,
Exactly.
So like how does that make you feel when that you've went out of your way to do something, and people are loving it, and then someone goes out and messes it up?
I mean,
Because I know you talked about it, you've had to do this several times, but like internally, like, do you wake up and you're just like pissed or?
well, I mean, yeah, I get that point where it's like I'm bummed out. It's like, oh gosh, like I had to go back up there. Like I have to rearrange my schedule. I have to figure out what time I'm gonna go. It's just you have to work around your regular life. you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You got things to do. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm pretty bummed out the first 5 minutes, but after that, I'm kind of in the
That's what I was about to ask.
in the zone. Like, okay, how am I gonna fix it? When am I gonna fix it? Like, do I have
How you
the
gonna make it
color?
better?
Yeah, how am I gonna? Yeah, exactly. Like
So some positive to it. You did,
yeah,
but-
yeah. It's like I try to flip it around. Like, why am I gonna linger on, it being messed up and me being bummed out? It's not gonna do anything. You
Yeah.
know, my feelings don't matter at this point. It's more like, okay, let's get this up there. The whole city messes with it. They just love it. It's
Yeah.
like, why would I take that away from the city?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everybody enjoys it. It gives them the little spark in their head. Like, okay, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Like, how am I gonna take this and go forward?
Was
with
it initially like a spur of the moment thing? Like you thought of it that night and then the next day you did it? Or is it something you kind of had that you was plotting for a while?
The first time we ever did it was kind of like, okay, bet I want to write this. That's a dope spot. Let's go up there. So first time was pretty crazy because it's like, okay,
It
I
was just
took
boom,
I
like,
took
let's
spray
do it.
paint, I took buckets of paint, I took a roller. I didn't know what was I getting into,
Yeah.
I didn't know the spot like that.
Mm-hmm.
And my boy DJ Zema is like, we should check it out. And I'm like, nah, just bring the paint. And that was the very first time. It was like a movie. It's like literally the train passed by. We met up with the bum up there. It was just, just weird. It was just a weird vibe.
I bet you wish you could have documented that.
Yeah, it would have been
That
dope.
would've
It would have been dope. But me and my boy here to tell the story. You know what I'm saying? So it still lives on. Like,
By
it's
the way,
dope,
that bum wants his cut right now.
Yeah.
He's like, damn, I done helped him with that piece and I ain't getting no credit.
That bum's telling another bum, you see that right there?
I was there.
Oh.
Nah, he wanted to sit there and chill with us, and I'm like, nah, man. How do I know you're not gonna throw me off? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He's
that's
like,
scary.
Come on, man. I'm just gonna no.
I'm chilling this
Get outta
panel over here, bro.
Yeah, I was like, nah, get out of here.
You take panel 22, I'll start at 18.
Yeah, I was like, we're not having that, man. And then my boy DJ Zem was like, yeah, man, just get out of here. He was like, okay, cool. And then we went on with the the painting and stuff like that.
It's definitely an inspiring and crazy story at the same time, But like I said, it's just like it's made a huge impact on the city and so many people in the city, and to have even like local celebrities support it and rocking your gear, and rocking. It's become a brand.
Yeah.
You are now a brand, and that is next level thinking. And I commend you for that because a lot of artists are a bit afraid to kind of take that next jump because they don't want to think like that. They don't want to feel, or they don't want other people to think that they're selling out. But at the same time, it's like it's so dope that why not? Like
I've kind of stayed in my own lane when it came to like graph here.
Yeah.
Because what I'm doing wasn't accepted by the graph community like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. I still want to write this shit. Like I still want to go out there and do what I want to do. You know what I mean? Like at that point, I wasn't worried about who was fucking with it or not.
Yeah.
you
Well,
know?
ultimately, that's what art is, right?
Ironically, the message that you're saying, it ties in with just exactly what, like the message isn't be a dope graffiti writer. You know what I'm saying? Or like we can relate. We've told stories on the podcast so many times, and people know like whatever art form you're in, there's gonna be like the group of people where as you separate yourselves from them and you go do your own thing, create your own lane, like oh they ain't keeping it real, they're not a real b-boys, they're not this, they're not da. Like who's to dictate what's real or not, you know? And the message that you're promoting is be someone. Like you're doing what only you can do, and you're bringing out only what you can, not trying to fit the bill of what someone considers a quote-unquote graffiti writer or quote-unquote hip-hop artist, you know what I'm saying?
It's definitely a movement. You know, I have this idea that I created around it is where it's like you try to be the best you can be, you know what I'm saying? It's like you go out there and you know, like we're not dumb. Like as humans, we know what the hell is right and what's not. Like what you know when you're pushing boundaries, you know, you just know. You're smart enough to know if you're doing the right thing in your eyes, you know what I'm saying? So you just go out there and, you know, you try to, you know, bust yourself, like just put in work, like you said, you know, people want to say put in work. It's like, what's the problem with that? You know, just even if you want to be, you know, you want to decorate handguns for the rest of your life, you want to, you know, sing, whatever you want to do, you know, it's just go out there. You know what steps you need to take. The internet's there, you know, there's a lot of information out there, you know, and a lot of people that have been doing it longer than we have sharing knowledge on us. So regardless, you're going to get there. It's just how much time are you going to put into it, you know? Yeah,
for sure. No, I mean, again, such a crazy and inspiring story and where that piece is going. And just recently we're talking about it becoming a cultural landmark. And, you know, I've seen a couple polls online. I saw 97.9 The Box and a few other. I saw ABC 13, you know, share the piece, and you know that's the ongoing discussion now.
What would that involve though? Like, does that mean, or do you know the specifics of that? If it's deemed by that as a city, is it like now it becomes a crime if somebody goes over it, or what?
I don't know to that extent, but what I do know, in order for it to actually happen, and this is just the research I've done, I would guess that you need, like the city has to literally contact Union Pacific to be like, hey, can we, you know, stop the traffic, paint the bridge, you know, stuff like that. Like I read that, you know, the information that I got was straight from Union Pacific's website, and it says, you know, the city can request to have it shut down for a little bit and, you know, have it buffed out. So what's the difference from buffing it out to actually going up there and touching it up?
So, like, I know this may kind of be an odd question, but has anybody from the city actually tried to get a hold of you and say, hey, we want to work with you and figure this out?
No, because I've been on the underground for a really long time, you know.
I thought that was just how your face looks.
I've been on the underground for a long time.
He's born with a t-shirt around.
He's born with a rag around his face.
So I mean, I've only been out for like a year and a half, where I've actually been out there and then just being cool with it. Like, that's me, you know. Because I've had so much love with it, so why not? You know, I'm out here. You know, I want to meet everybody. You know, everybody that wants to meet me, I want to meet you too.
Nah, man, you're a star, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this thing is crazy. You know, and that's why, you know, we were very honored to have you on the show and talk about the story behind all that, because we know, you know, just seeing it as artists, just from an artist perspective, we know what it takes to do what you do, become a brand, promote yourself, but at the same time, you know, keep your integrity. You know, there's a lot of battles that we go through as artists, you know, and we go through the same thing. Oh, you guys are sponsored by a corporate company, all this, and are you selling out? Like, no, it's just like, no, it allows us to just do things a little bit more freely with a little bit more support. You know, they support us, we support them. And the same thing with you is like, I think it's cool that, you know, there are going to be people that support the movement and support the piece, and, you know, potentially city officials that say, hey, let's get be someone to do this, you know? And that's going to be a decision that you have to make and be like, I want to do this officially where it becomes part of the city, or maybe not, you know, who knows? And because regardless, it's that piece, whether people say it's an official landmark or it's not, it's embedded. It's embedded in the city of Houston. And once it goes away, everyone complains and cries about it. You know what I mean? So it's embedded. So no matter however you view it, you could do a whole poll on it, and if everyone disagrees, then I think that you're wrong for disagreeing, because you know what's gonna happen? Someone's gonna go right back up and be himself and knock that out again.
And to put it in perspective, man, you've achieved like with art, there's a certain personal aspect of it where you do it for your own reasons, and you don't look for acclaim or success, whatever it might be, quote unquote success. You do it for yourself and because you love it. There's also an aspect of it where you do it to promote a message and to touch and inspire other people's lives, and you've achieved that on a level that a lot of people will never be able to say they have. And on top of that, your message is a positive one. So like to be able to accomplish that and it to be associated with the city, and for so many people to be like, yeah, I know what that is. Not only I know what that is, but it's something that's helped me, on a drive home, or something that I've seen and I've just lived through it, and I've used it as a lifestyle. Because when you first described it, you said it's something that you use yourself. It's a lifestyle. It's a brand. It's something that it's a way of living. It's something to live by. So
thank you, bro. Appreciate those words. Yeah, I mean, I have my whole group. We all just trying to do our own thing. Like you said, there's all different types of artists and stuff like that. Like my boy DJ Zemma, he's a DJ. And then we got my boy Ace, he's designing. We got new stuff coming out, and it's just fun to really be able to have the support of y'all and the whole city, because without that support we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't continue doing it. It's there, and I've always wanted to do it, but the amount of support that I have now allows me to work more freely, just like you're saying.
It's motivating for sure.
So speaking a little on that, what is some of the stuff like the apparel, like expand on everything that you have going, people want to represent and people can support, what you have going with all that?
So I've always, right before, I painted it, I've always wanted to have a clothing line. And the funny thing is, the first time I ever got in trouble and I got a case for it, it was painting somewhere else. I evaded arrest, but I ended up having a plea deal where I did a whole year of probation. And that year of probation really brought my gear out. So it's like it helped me focus on just the gear, I still went painting a couple of times, but you just play it by ear. But we brought the whole clothing line. I printed, I print this myself. There's some stuff that I don't print anymore, when it's higher production. But for 6, 7 years, I think 6 years, I did it all by hand.
Yeah.
So if you have any of those T-shirts, I mean, it's hand printed by me,
Yeah, that's crazy.
And right now we're trying to take a little bit different direction. We're trying to introduce a little bit more cut and sew. But I did a lot of graphic tees throughout the years, hoodies, caps. So I just enjoy the whole thing. It's like I enjoy painting, I enjoy making clothes, I enjoy just designing. I just enjoy this whole thing that I've created, and then I just want to keep doing it for the rest of my life,
Yeah, no doubt, man.
It's like I want somebody to be rocking a shirt, and it's like a mini billboard, Somebody's going to look at it, and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, BESOMEONE. Okay, cool. Like, whatever it may mean to them.
I think, my personal opinion is like, again, it becoming a staple in the city of Houston. I think it'd be dope if, like, at the airport, you can get a BESOMEONE shirt. Yeah. Because, it's part of the city, a magnet, things like that. And for me, if anybody is listening and watching and can do those things, I'm like, yo, like that's the way to go, because it's a direct connection to today's world it's a direct connection to this world that we live in today, right? Now, exactly. Again, urban culture, hip hop culture, everyone wants a piece of it, whether it's through music, dance, art, creativity, freedom of expression, whatever it is. And I think that, buying this little dope piece that says BESOMEONE, and you can put it, in the fridge, and it's at Intercontinental Airport or Hobby Airport, like that would be amazing. And I don't know if you've thought on that level yet, but like, dude, like, it's something like I've seen it for myself, like just watching your piece. 5% when it, that magnet. It's a little royalty, real quick, but it's
we got it on tape, so.
Yeah, but it should be, it should be, I know I'd rather buy that than the Skyline, you know what I mean? Because that is more dear to my heart because of the art expression behind it.
It's representative, like we said, what's now, what Houston is now.
Yeah, well, not just Houston, but just the world in general.
Yeah, I mean,
the world in general revolves around art. It really does, in so many different ways, and it's a great, again, people that are traveling in the city, they're going to see it. Yeah. They're going to see it, and the news knows it, the city knows it, the local celebs know it, the underground people know it, and it's part of Houston, and there's nothing you can do to take that away.
Have you projected to do things outside of Houston?
Yeah, I mean, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I really want to take it worldwide. You know, I know it's a far reach of a dream, but we're gonna constantly work on it and try to see if I can go out in different cities and paint. You know,
Yeah.
but we're
And try
not.
to like encapsulate that city in a message in a
Yeah.
dope way. That would be
Just-
crazy, man. You
Yeah,
don't
like
see things like
it
that.
originated from Houston, you know, but it can go worldwide. There's no boundaries that's holding us back to promote Be Someone. Like it's out there. It's universal. It's so broad. There's no reason for it to be this small.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, kind of a weird question is, like, have you ever been out somewhere and someone like point you out and say, because I know a lot of people don't really know your identity, but has anybody ever like tried to guess or like called you out, like, hey, are you the Be Someone guy?
Yeah, actually, it's happened a couple times. The one time I can remember right now is I was at doing some copies for some of my artwork. I was getting some design work ready, and I was printing it out. And they're like, "Hey, are you Be Someone?" I'm just like, "Yeah, that's me. How's it going?" They're like, "Oh my God," you know. They freak out and they're like, "Wow, I can't believe you're here! Like, I can't believe you're here in this store."
Yeah.
Like if I'm some type of superhuman, I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm just."
You
creating
are.
some
You hung
art."
off a bridge and painted Be Someone
With a
upside
bump.
down.
With a bump.
You are superhuman.
So it's pretty cool. Like I don't like I like that now. Like it's cool because
Yeah.
I mean they want to meet me and you know they
Yeah.
take something and then they reassure me how cool it is to
Well-
do what I'm doing.
Well,
Like,
you've become a part of history, man. You know what I'm
Thank you,
saying?
man.
So, you know, like even when we travel, a lot of people, you know, ask us, you know, if we could take a photo with them, and you know, sometimes it's weird because you know you start to think like, who are we? You know, we
Yeah.
just love what we do. We're like we're nobody, but to other people they view us differently, and at the same time, you know, when they show love and respect, we gotta show it right back. You know, and
Sure.
and you know, I commend that as well on you. You know, because there's a lot of artists who don't want to be that way, because you know, they're really strict on their identity or who they are, or they just don't want to be bothered. But, you know, you're an inspiration, bro.
Thank you.
Jeremy's an inspiration, you know, in so many different ways. We're all inspirations, you know, and people look up to that. And that's why your story, like I said, it's embedded in the city. You're a part of history. And, like, who wouldn't want to take a picture with that? You
Yeah,
know,
thanks.
because if they never had a chance to take a picture with you, they're gonna always wish, like, dang, I wish I had a picture with him, or I wish I this, or I
Make
wish
sure he
that.
got the bandana on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I cut my face in my hand too. I wanted to be a little more comfortable here, not holding my hand up. You know?
You're like the guy from you ever seen the show Home Improvement?
Yeah.
Like the guy that stands behind the fence. Yeah, what's his name? Wilson.
You gotta give credit to who. Someone told us that before the show.
Yeah, Fufis.
Fufis.
Yeah, he was like, you should always
You
do
never
something
see-
to block his face. So
You're
we're like,
MVP.
we put our arm.
We always talk about MVP. Nobody knows his face on the
Yeah,
show.
Yeah.
this is Josh, MVP, our producer. So you just heard his voice.
Yeah.
You'll never see him,
You'll never see him.
but
Our
yeah.
live audience can see him.
By the way,
shout out
that
to our live audience. Everyone makes some
yeah.
Be Someone got a nice little section too. He brought Sam with him. Shout out to.
By the way, Josh is actually Be Someone.
Yeah. The producer.
Yeah, he's our producer. He's
And,
actually Be Someone.
Shout out to the chat. We got some people commenting. Andres Hernandez, what's up, Andres? He's a student here at Break Free. Star says, yes, people who ride through from different cities love it. It gives meaning to society. We got Brazil in the house. Michelle Oliveira. Number one, Low Life P. Just a guy in a tie says, be someone, click in the house. That's right. And Andres and Star again. So shout out to our live chat. Be sure to drop a comment and everything. So
Yeah, man.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, so like, what's next? Like, what's next for you? You know, I know you talked about your apparel line, but like, you as an artist, or maybe you know, I just recently found out before the show started. You know, you're married. Like, what's next for you as a family man? What's next? You know, and the reason why I want to ask that question because, you know, you're also, you know, a human being. You have this other life. You know, not just the artist life. You know, and so like, what is next for you? You know.
Home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
going
mean-
home.
I mean,
And your wife is watching, bro.
Wife
So
was like, he's going home. I'll
that
answer
bandana, that
one.
bandana across your face gonna come out of just
We got-
nowhere, dog.
we
You
got
got that
some
Dowsum arm.
We got some dishes to do at home. So we're going home after this.
yeah, we, you know, right now I'm working on, you know, trying to get a new place. You know, I'm still trying to figure out how to be an artist full time because I'm not an artist full time. So I'm still trying to go work out those kinks. You know, sooner or later I want to be there, you know,
Yeah.
work full time as an artist, you know, just create more stuff. I want to do more gallery work.
Dope.
I like painting on canvas, you know, I like painting walls too, but canvas is dope because it's forever there, you know.
Yeah.
People take it with them.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want to contribute more to the art scene in Houston. I want to keep building new things, you know. Everything revolves around Be Someone, but I want to, you know, everything revolves around it, but I want to bring in new things, you know. I want to have the bridge there, but at the same time work on new design work. Like my clothing brand does a pretty good job at it because we have our classics and stuff, but you know we also drop other stuff, you know. It's
Yeah.
like graffiti
And then you
letters,
talked about cut and sew, you
cut
know.
and sew,
and,
yeah, we're
you
working
know,
on that
taking
right now.
direction.
We've dropped a collaboration flannel with my boy Ace.
I saw that. That's fresh. Yeah.
So we did that.
Shout out to Ace.
Yeah, shout out to Ace.
Oh, you had like I saw it too.
If you
like
saw
the
Ace,
bleach-
he'll
the bleach,
he'll scare you.
yeah, bleach
Yeah,
flannel.
that's
Yeah,
dope.
thank you very much.
Ace, real quick, I want to talk about Ace because Ace looked like he just jumped like 6 people before he got here. Shout out to my boy Ace. Look at him. He's probably gonna choke me on the way out.
Nah.
Hey, don't be snitching on Ace, bro.
I'm gonna ask for a picture.
Oh, what's up, man? That's my boy Ace. He was bringing up some classic footage, and
He was.
you know,
Lil
so
Jon and
shout out to
Bebe.
Ace, man. Much
Yeah.
love.
That's right.
So,
Shout out Circus Runaways, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I mean, my personal life, really, I'm just trying to be an artist, you know, live up to what I'm already doing, you know.
Yeah.
Be someone, you know. I wanna have a new place. I wanna have a nice spot. You know, I wanna have a studio. I wanna have all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm constantly just trying to work it out right now.
Yeah.
And we'll figure it out. We'll be there sooner than later.
That's the beauty of it, man. Is that as an artist, you'll always figure it out. And one thing, you know, I told you earlier is like even when we started Break Free, like didn't know what we were doing. We had a vision of like where it wanted to go, but it was so hard financially, physically, mentally, spiritually. I mean, we sacrificed and compromised so much that, you know, we learned the hard way. But, you know, we're still learning and we're expanding now. We're currently, you know, at 175 students with Break Free, and so like. Whatever it is that you want to do, it's just a matter of just doing it.
I was
you
just
know?
remembering all the stupid stuff we did in the beginning.
Yeah, we did a lot of stupid stuff, like a lot of stupid.
We got our own share too.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
happens.
No,
It's a journey.
we got a
though.
lot of stupid.
We used to do
He
battles.
still does stupid stuff.
we do monthly battles now, but we used to do monthly battles and we would try crazy stuff. We did prop battles where we would give everybody a prop and they had to battle with it. So we had a big
Pretty
fat
tight.
tire that
No, it was not tight. Be someone.
It
It
sounds
wasn't.
tight.
It was
It
tight.
sounds tight.
It was tight, but
Imagine b-boys breaking with a
broom,
or
like,
a
you give
tire.
a broom,
A
like,
tire.
like, you gotta do something with the
Where
broom.
did we have why did a tire? I
We had a
remember
huge tire.
somebody brought a tire and
we
the
were
head
doing
spin.
CrossFit at the time, so we was flipping the tire and stuff.
Like-
but we use it in the final
Why
battle.
were we doing
The
CrossFit?
final battle was a 4-way, right? So 4 people, and then we just put a body gym in the middle of the floor. So one of those things you can do dips on and pull-ups. So
Yeah.
this fool, one fool got on the top and tried to do a backflip.
Yeah, and he almost died.
Yeah, and thankfully
That was a
stopped.
liability issue.
He
We
stopped
had
the
we had
weight
no
limit.
idea what liability meant in a business. So a lot of things could have went bad for Break Free,
But while it's
and
a funny
thank
memory,
God
it was something that was like,
nothing
wrote it
happened.
on paper, like, of course this is going to work.
And then you had the other idea of like, yeah, man, in the winter we'll win this dope windbreaker jacket that we found at the thrift store.
That idea was awesome. We're going to bring that back, actually, in the winter.
Anyways, we did a lot of dumb stuff, and you know now you know we got this dope little
Learn as
podcast
you
setup.
Go, though. I'm sure you know it's
we're,
learn
I
as
mean,
you
we're
go.
forever
Like
students,
when you got
know?
up, when you got up there, you didn't know that it was gonna turn into what it was gonna turn
No, I
into.
just went out there and painted. I mean, you can see the difference from it being the first one to the second one. I mean, it looked much cleaner in the second time around, you know, when we redid the whole thing. So yeah, definitely, we're always gonna be learning.
Yeah.
You know, I can tell y'all about a story about me printing some T-shirts, my first T-shirts ever. I was so hyped. I had saved up money. I bought my little press. I had to wait a little longer, and then I ended up printing my first set of
Watching
tees.
YouTube tutorials, you watch that
Bro,
YouTube
you already
tutorial.
know everything on forums, YouTube, everything. I'd ask people, like, I just went all around, like, just I couldn't sleep sometimes, you know, just because my mind was racing. It's like, I want to do this. I want to do this. How am I going to do this right? How am I going to do this right? So I printed up my first batch, and I was all hyped. You know, I was taking it to the flea market. They're gonna sell them there. I was like, yeah, what's up? Da, da, da. You know, I'm like, I'm doing this. And next thing you know, they call me back and like, hey man, our customer said the print washed off. I was like,
I knew it.
Hey, I knew where that was going.
Like, oh
Stretch
my
it
gosh.
out. Once you stretch the fabric out, it starts crumbling.
Yeah,
So you had a press, but you didn't have the little dryer.
I didn't have. Yeah, I was drying it with
With
the
little gun?
blow gun. Yeah, a little blow gun. Not a hair
you're
dryer, but
you're a G.
the industrial blow dryer. You know. So
If you have if you're out there and you ever bought a Be Someone shirt from like let's just say 4 or 5 years ago, and your print is still on, that thing is worth a lot of money right now. Keep it, save it.
yeah, I agree with that though. I mean, think about it. I printed a lot of tees.
Yeah.
I printed a lot of tees, and that's what's cool. It's kept me going because it's like, yeah, it wasn't popping or anything, but people, the beginning point sucked because, you know, nobody wants to buy your shit. Who the hell knows you?
Yeah.
Nobody does. They're like,
Yeah.
man, it's just some another person just starting something up, you know? It's
Yeah.
always like that.
Yeah.
But once you start, you know, proving like, okay, your merch is quality, you know, you start tackling everything down.
Yeah.
Then you start like getting the people that really like, oh, okay, yeah, this is dope stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And that's when you start like getting hyped, you know? You get fueled with energy to go out there and do it more and more and more. And now we got some beast stuff. Like I can honestly say, like we got some dope stuff. Like we're printing, you know.
Now you can officially say like we're an online store. We have product.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's dope.
And we just talked about kind of like as you go learning, and especially with like you doing that, and then the wave of things that came after that. One of the things you've had to deal with is people biting. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So like let's talk about that. I know there's a lot of cases. You want to call somebody out, you could use that as opportunity now. But not about that. But how does that make you feel? And it's a topic a lot of artists are curious about. Not just how do they deal with the fact that people biting, but how do you view it? Like, what do you take from it?
Well, I mean, biting's always biting. You know, you're never gonna be okay with biting. You know, you're gonna let it slide, but you're never gonna be okay with it. You know, it just happens. Like why? Like it's gonna happen. You just gotta like right now. And I was saying earlier, you know. In my mindset, it's like, okay, it's going to happen. How am I going to keep delivering the quality I've been delivering? You know, because half these people that be knocking my stuff they're garbage. Like, man, the design work is trash. It's like, bro, you literally just took a shot of the bridge, you know, and then you just threshold it, and that's it. And then you printed it on there. Like, bro, come on, like you gotta add something to it. Like, like if you want it to be yours.
And then I've seen some companies they Photoshop just the letters out.
Yeah.
Right, and then they kind of put a little outline around it.
Yeah.
Trying to make it look cute.
Yeah, trying to make it look tight, but nobody's killed it better than we have. So at this point, you really don't. I'm not stressing. You know, there was a point where it's like, man, these dudes are ripping my stuff off. You know, but in reality, they can't say that they painted. They can't say that they did it. They can't say that it came from their mind.
Yeah.
And that's something very powerful that I hold to myself. It's like it came from my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
It's like they're not going to do it better than me. If I created it, then I can create 1,000 more things.
Worst case, they make a quick buck off of it.
Yeah, that's it.
And
like,
then,
hell no.
At this point.
Ain't that right, Ace?
Yes, sir.
Ace is your bodyguard and your lawyer.
That's right. Hey, sooner or later, trust me, we move slowly, you know.
Hey, man,
we're not in a hurry, but
come on with it.
But
That's
sooner
what
or
we
later,
talking about.
anybody biting, you know, they're not gonna be biting. They're not gonna be able to.
Nope.
It's about longevity.
Yeah, as long as man,
Stand
I'm here
test
for
of time.
life with this. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's
man.
done so much good, so much impact. It's changed my life for the better. You know, it's changed my boy Ace's life for the better. Everybody in our family, you know, they rock with it. They're like, yeah, we're going places. Like we're doing better things. We're doing better than yesterday. So why are we gonna be mad?
There you go, man. And I think that's the dopest part about like conversations like this and you know pieces that create an impact or artists that are making an impact is that at the end of the day, man, tomorrow is another day. We still living. Things are getting better. People are gonna hate. So what?
So what?
They hating for a reason, you know.
Yeah.
It's because they ain't got it. They ain't
right.
got it, and they ain't near that. And so, you know, and I know as artists sometimes we struggle with it because you know, if you grew up in the hood, that stuff like hold up, dog. Who's who? Let me find out. You know what I mean? But, you know, you got to think beyond that. You know, you're at a professional level now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're at a point where the city's talking about it being a landmark. You're talking about your brand. You're talking about your wife. You're talking about all these things. Like, all these other little things, they don't matter no more. And all these people that are going to continue to keep painting on that, man, screw them. Like, they just hating. At the end of the day, they're never going to be someone. You know what I mean? That was, yeah. Yeah, you owe me $5 for that. But you know, that's real talk though. You know, that's real talk, is that a lot of people hate because they aren't there. And you know, you said you've been, you know, doing this for 7 years or so, and you know, that's a short amount of time. And to be where you're at and known, you know, and you may not be this global icon where you can share your face and you got millions of followers, but at the end of the day, you got something, like I said earlier, you're embedded in the city, and that is forever gonna stay here, and no matter what. They'll talk about that 100 years later, and I guarantee at one point it will be in books somewhere. Straight up. Because that's how powerful that piece has become and the message has become. So man, yo, like that's
talk about being in the books. One of my professors, I actually graduated from. You know, I got my bachelor's in art.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so I just graduated this past year.
Congrats,
thank you, man. One of my professors, one of my design professors, teaches a design history class, and my piece is in there. So it's pretty cool because it's like, well, this guy, you know, I impacted his life enough for him to share my message. You know what I mean?
You go.
After he met you, or was
after, like, and then
he incorporated it.
Yeah, the reason I found out because some girl ordered a shirt, and she's like,
wait,
hey,
what girl?
No,
I'm just trying to start mess.
Oh man,
I'm just trying to start mess.
What you on tonight, bro?
I'm
just look out for our guests.
I am. We're keeping them close. We're keeping them close.
So that's pretty cool. So, you know, shout out to my professor.
Shout out to the professor.
Yeah. And then I also have another teacher that teaches. She actually hit me up the other day.
Wait, what?
This teacher?
Never mind.
No, but she teaches this lesson in her writing class, and she's like, "What does BESOMEONE mean to you?" And she has like these 3rd graders and 5th graders, you know, write it out.
Yeah.
And she actually mailed me some letters, and it was pretty amazing to see that somebody at that age can comprehend what I'm really trying to say. You know, they have their own idea. It's amazing. It's like, dude, they're 5, 6 years old. You know, thinking about this message. Like, how awesome is that? It's like.
And you know, maybe that's another step, man. And you know, that like maybe one day you can come out with a coloring book for kids, you know. And I think
5% right there.
Yeah, it's another 5%. You getting this, lawyer? Because you know, again, kids are in love with art, dance, music, and that's why Break Free exists. Is because, you know, if the art world made an impact on us as kids, you know, we believe it could do the same thing for others. And you know, just hearing that story with that teacher and what she was doing, you know, it just sparks up even way more, like just more ideas of what you can do with your brand and your message, you know. And yes, it's there. It comes with a financial responsibility. It comes with a little extra legwork in it. But at the end of the day, it's something really dope that you can say, hey, this is my workbook. This is my coloring book that, you know, kids can color, you know. And it's taking something that initially, let's just say, was illegal or vandalism, but has now, you found a way. And what we like to call it in our world is like create or escape. Like Break Free, we use this slogan called create your escape. So create your escape comes from, and you see this little sticker right behind you, it's like basically comes like making something from nothing. You know, because there's a lot of kids out there and a lot of families who are fortunate and we're blessed with everything. And so much power and respect and love to them. But then there's a lot of us who didn't grow up with a lot. And we had to find a way with whatever we had. And the same thing is happening for you. So why not make more?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why not make more? And so like I just with everything that you're doing, man, just keep doing more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I want to do. I want to, you know, like you say, super dope idea, coloring book, you know, and especially with your, especially with your school here, you know, this is what we look for. Like, this is us, you know, that's why we're here together, you know. Y'all have such a dope spot, you know, teaching kids, you know, starting them young, you know what I mean? And it's like, you're not teaching them anything negative. You're teaching them nothing but positive movement, like a positive movement, like it's forward thinking.
Yeah, because I remember being in school, you know, growing up, and no one taught me how to like freely express myself. And when I freely expressed myself, I got yelled at or I got in trouble, you know. But nowadays, you know, there's kind of a flip side to it, you know, because there's so many misconceptions in hip hop that is negative. It comes from the streets, all this and this. But at the end of the day, they don't realize what like dancing did for me internally, like how it changed me and how it motivated me to want to do good in school, because I wanted to get home having my schoolwork done so my mom would not yell at me if I wanted to go to practice and break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like there is a flip side to these things, and nowadays art is having that impact where kids are freely expressing themselves in a very positive way, you know, whether it's through graffiti art, breaking, DJing, MCing, whatever it is. There's always a way, you know. Not every kid wants to play basketball, baseball, football, soccer, whatever, you know.
Yeah,
they're looking for something different and looking for something to express. And now I love the idea that there's a lot of after school programs that are implementing, you know, like cultural arts programming that allows kids to do something different, man.
Yeah.
You know, and so like, you know, there's so much that we can do with art, and I know that you're doing it in your ways and we're doing it with our ways. But like I told you earlier, it's great to connect with artists like yourself and potentially collaborate on so many different ideas that exist, because the art world is so cutthroat that none of us ever want to see each other succeed anymore. But at the end of the day, we can all succeed together. We can all find a way to do more with each other and help each other out. Because, like you said earlier, that message is so powerful. Why? Because nobody can be a better you, right? Nobody. And nobody could be a better Moy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but everybody else can be a better themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, your message is so important, just even on the Break Free platform, because that's what we teach our kids.
Yeah, it all coincides. It fits together well, which is why whenever I figured out he was coming on the show, it was perfect for me.
Yeah.
And to hear the story, man, it's crazy. It's crazy to put it into perspective. And I think even for people who are in Houston and been wondering the same thing, and even people from Brazil who hearing it, man, they can all relate, because most of our viewers are artists, are hip hop artists. So I think it really puts it in perspective. So besides Donkey Boy and Donkey Mom, you're the first actual like artist, you know, traditional artist, graffiti artist to come on the show, and it's always great to hear how things coincide and how everything correlates together, man.
Yeah,
So.
man. Shit, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be on this podcast. You know, I'm happy to be representing y'all as well as representing
Appreciate
myself.
that, man.
You know?
That means a lot to us.
But I think we came to the time of the show where we can have some fun.
Wait, one
Before
second.
we get into that,
Yeah,
chats.
Crespin Martinez says, did he do the Boogie On piece as well?
I did not.
He did not do the Boogie On.
That was in
Shout out to
tribute
Elroy Boogie.
Elroy Boogie, rest in peace. Yeah.
Somebody, shout out to Guido. This is dope. Amen, Moy.
As
You
the
need to hook
zombies.
him up with some sneakers. Oh, because I'm a sneaker guy. They want me to hook you up with some sneakers. But we're gonna make an exchange for that
I think
5%.
they're
So
trying
we'll discuss that with the
I
lawyer.
think
We'll
they're
make it
low-key trying to roast him.
Yeah.
I think that was one of your homies trying to roast him.
Is that you, dog?
It's because I have
Typing in.
It's because I have paint on my shoes. I didn't even think about my shoes. I just put them on.
The shoes don't matter, bro. You be someone.
What brand is that? Shoes? It says shoes on the tag. That's it.
Yeah.
Be someone. But yeah, further explain.
Yeah, so this is the point of the show called Where You At Though? Bells and whistles. Ding, 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 ding.
Look at that, man. Shout out to MVP.
So, yeah, shout
The
out
real
to
Be
MVP.
Someone.
So what's going to happen, we have a beautiful big blue wall here that serves as our green screen / blue screen. So I'll explain to you before the show. We're going to have 3 spots that relate to you somehow, or they might not relate, whatever. We're going to try and give some good clues or some bad clues, whatever. We just need you to try and answer to your best abilities, and the screen's going to go black, but whenever you guess it right, it'll come up and you'll be on that spot. So you can take a
Yeah, you guess all 3. Jeremy's gonna take you out to a nice steak dinner.
I don't think we
Yeah.
agreed to that before the show, Moy.
Well, we agreed to it right now.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so I'm on my way with you.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. Don't trip, bro. I know you be hanging off bridges.
All right, so we're going to get MVP to make
All right,
the screen
so-
go black. Yeah.
So now you can't see yourself.
So MVP, give us a signal when everything's live. Kick in.
So you can go back later on and watch this and be like, what the hell was those Break Free guys doing with us? We just try to change it up a little bit, dog. Take you out your comfort zone. You know what I mean?
The audience can help you too.
Yeah.
So Actually, all of our guests have gotten every single one right, so we were apparently really good at it.
So there's a lot of pressure here, bro.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
Don't be the first guest.
Don't be the first guy that doesn't get this right.
When we told him this idea, he
Don't
was
screw
like,
up, dude.
He was like, I don't know where I'm at though, so I might not do this good. So yeah, we got 3 good spots. We thought about this. One really funny one. You ready to go? The first one is live. All right. So this first one, something somewhere you're really familiar with.
Yeah, very familiar with. Very familiar with. You know, you've gone back and forth here like several times. You know, you've gone back and forth here several times. This place is very dear to your heart. Very dear. Very dear to your heart.
It must be the bridge.
What was that?
It must be the bridge.
The bridge.
That's right. That boy got it, man. Look at the bridge. Oh, look at how fresh that is.
I think I see the bum right there.
We can give you a screenshot of this too.
That bum is still chilling there.
That bum is chilling right outside that door waiting for that royalty check.
So this is actually how you got into the bridge. You were up high in a helicopter, and then you just jumped down all the way. So yeah, 1 of 1. Make some noise for being
Yeah,
someone.
okay, that's 1, dog. You got 2 more to go, man. Don't screw it up.
That screen go black again. MVP, let us know whenever we get that second one going. We're gonna get
Second one is coming up
we're gonna get some
soon.
worse clues for this one.
If you're tuning in, watching, listening, we got the
Good to
man,
go.
the myth, the legend, Be Someone.
All right, so now the second place, somewhere that you don't want to go.
Yeah,
Somewhere that
you don't want to go here,
you don't
bro.
want to go here, and it's somewhere
Yeah.
that's not dear to your heart.
Not dear to your heart.
Like jail.
Make some noise.
My dog. My dog.
This is what
Look
happens.
at that prison bars, baby. Look at
That
that.
is not fun.
Like-
Yeah, you do not look good
Yeah,
back
this
there,
is
bro.
not-
You do not look
But
good.
the door's about to open, I think, right
Yeah.
now. Oh, no.
Yeah.
MVP locked that door for you.
Not a good spot.
It ain't opening.
Yeah, you guessed that one
He
quick.
gets that way. I don't want to go
Way quicker than the bridge.
Yeah, I don't like being there.
It could have been hell. Like, could have
We
said
had-
hell.
We had one guest in hell one time, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got lucky with that.
So,
So yeah, a lot of graffiti artists have actually
I
been
don't know,
there.
that
but
brings up a good question. Would you rather go to prison or hell?
Shh, prison is hell. Some people tell you that.
All right, round 3.
2-2. Make some noise for BESOMEONE.
Yeah.
All right.
You look good, by the way, bro.
Yeah, with that on that blue
Yeah,
screen.
no doubt, man.
No matter what anyone says about you, you look good, bro. All right, number 3.
No matter what Ace says about you.
All right. MVP, let us know when 3 is live. All right, so we're live with number 3. This 3 is a good one.
It's a legendary spot.
A legendary spot that no longer exists. No
Yeah.
longer exists. It's not in Houston.
It's not in Houston.
Not in Houston.
Legendary spot. You have a connection. You have a pretty strong connection with this place.
Kings Point?
Say it again.
Kings Point?
Kings Point. No, it's
No.
not in Houston.
It's
That's
not.
a good
It's not in
guess.
Houston, but that was a pretty good. That's
It
a
has
pretty
it has
good.
it has a number in the name of it. It has a number in the name of it.
Yeah.
Somewhere not in Houston. It's like a mecca for graffiti, or it was a mecca. For
Oh,
graffiti.
5 points.
5
Oh,
points.
there it is.
Yeah.
Good job, man.
5 points.
Shout out to 5 points, man, for
York.
everybody.
3 to 5 points.
5
Yeah.
points is That's a good.
Mecca for graffiti.
Yeah, mecca for graffiti was a
Unfortunately,
good
though,
way.
it was
taken down.
painted over. But I read some cool thing where like they're trying to build like a school there, like an art school there,
I
right?
still have leaves coming off of me.
I don't know about that.
I think I saw something like that. They're trying to make an art school go in there and like pay tribute to
That'd be
it.
dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But make some noise for Be Someone 3
Maybe-
and 3 on where you're at though.
If they-
Yeah.
If they open it up, maybe we fly you out and you just put Be Someone across
Yeah,
it.
across the whole thing. So you can come back from the blue screen. You
Okay,
survived
okay,
this
okay.
round of we
Yeah,
where you're at
man.
though.
That's good, bro. You did that fast.
Yeah, man. Boy
Yeah.
said, that boy said jail right away.
I don't want to be there. I've been there. Don't want to be there
Yeah, I
again.
don't want to be there.
Ace is over there like that with a little mirror.
I
Yeah.
should have said toothbrush. That should have been one of the
Drop the soap.
toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, yo, it's been so dope. A lot of knowledge has been kicked, man. It was dope to hear the history. Like I said, I'm sure a lot of people appreciate
you, bro.
that. A lot of the interactivity from the chat, man. But we always like to ask our guests before they leave, what is like a lasting parting message you can leave to artists, to the next generation out there, like a message for the youth, something that you could let people know.
I mean, just I hope y'all can embody my idea of becoming the greatest you of all time. you know, because it's an idea that I think is powerful, and it's going to get you far if you constantly think forward, you know. It's like you can have setbacks, and they're going to happen. Just know that they're going to happen. Nothing's perfect, but if you get right back up into that positive thought, like, it's going to make you feel better. It's just proven. It's just, you know, I'm here to say, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
I like that, man.
1000%.
Greatest you of all time. Guilt.
Yeah.
Not the goat, but guilt.
Yeah. What was that? What was that word again? Guilt. Guilt. Okay.
Gyoat.
All right, cool. Yeah, don't ever
That's
say
one
that
of the
again.
worst ideas. One of the worst ideas of the podcast. The coloring book was good. Good 10% on that one.
Yeah. You're in the negative
With that one. Yeah.
But yo, you know, you shared your story. You talked about, you know, what's next for Be Someone. Let everybody know, you know, listening, watching, where they can follow you. You know, whether it's your apparel line, your website. Share all that good stuff, man.
So,
Cash App.
you know, it's
Your Cash App, yeah.
Cash App, yeah. No, so I have my Instagram is like the main platform that I'm on. That's Be Someone, just
Straight
the way
up.
it's spelled. No letter, I mean, no numbers or anything like that. Just Be Someone, like
Yes, sir.
BESOMEONE. And then we got my boys, if you want to follow them. We got Be Someone Ace, ACE, and then we got Be Someone DJ Zema. That's DJ ZEMA.
Okay.
And then our website is it's pretty easy to remember once you get this in mind. It's like Be Someone Company, so it's besomeoneco.com. So like Be Someone Company, BESOMEONE.co.com.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got that.
Be Someone was taken.
At Be
Who
Someone.
got that one?
I don't even know who
Probably
has it.
stupid.
But
You always, whenever you look,
It's free, yeah.
whenever you get some dope idea, you
We'll
look
find
up
out
the
who
web-
it is, right, Ace?
Yeah.
We'll find out who
You
it
look-
is.
You get this idea, you look up the website.
Yo,
and it's
Ace is my go-to
some
guy,
dude in a
dog.
suit, and like, it's
I ain't
just a picture of
traveling. I ain't
him.
traveling nowhere else without Ace. I'm like, Ace, you free this weekend, dog? Let's go.
Let's do it.
There we go. See,
But yeah, man, much love.
much love to you, bro.
Yes,
good.
sir. Be sure
Yo.
to follow him. We'll throw up the link afterwards as well.
cool.
And
cool.
hopefully we get you back on for a later
Yeah,
show,
for
man,
sure.
and,
Heck yeah.
and reconnect and, you know, figure out where you at then.
We'll
You know
be
what I
doing some
mean?
things together. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I see what
exactly.
you did there.
Yeah.
That was
Wait.
stupid.
I want to give a shout out to Oler Mob.
Shout out to
Sir.
Oiler Mob. Yep.
Mob.
Paul Wall.
That's my
Yes,
boys.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So yeah,
Chile. Shout out to Chile.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We actually got a stacked schedule these next couple of months, just to listen, to name drop some of the guests we got coming up in February. We got ESG.
We got Spoiled
We
Latina.
got Spoiled Latina coming
Chingo
up.
Bling.
Chingo Bling. So we're gonna throw up a full schedule for that every Tuesday, 6 p.m. We actually are now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well, so people can tune in and listen in their car via Spotify or download the Apple Podcast app. Be sure to rate us and download. That's very important on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Rate us.
Yep.
Follow us at breakfreepodcast.com, and shout out to our sponsors, Monster Energy.
At
and
BreakFreePodcast, not .com.
At Break Free Podcast. We're about to go
Correction.
We're about to go get that website though. Hopefully.
Yeah. And then shout out to our sponsors, Monster Energy,
Houston
keeping us
Media
fueled,
Source.
and Houston Media Source, providing the great connectivity to the world.
That's right.
Yep. And shout out one more time to the homie Be Someone for everything he's doing, man. And if you can, you know, go out to these social medias, whether ABC 13 or 97.9 The Box, and you know, drop a comment, tag Be Someone, and let the city know that it should be a landmark in the city. Because like I said earlier, it's embedded in the city and it's not going nowhere. It's gonna be there forever. So shout out to Be Someone. Much
you,
love,
brother.
bro. Thank you
bro.
for everything.
Thank
man.
y'all for having me.
Peace,
one.
y'all.
Thank you.
Have you ever wanted to have your own TV show? We can make that happen at Houston Media Source. When you walk in the door, all you need is an idea. We have everything you need. Studios, cameras, lights, microphones, and more. All professional quality and state-of-the-art. Get started by attending one of our free orientation sessions every Monday at 6 p.m. at our studios at 410 Roberts near Minute Maid Park. Get more information online at hmstv.org. Make your voice heard with Houston Media Source.